Well, hello. It's a lovely Thursday again. It is a beautiful, beautiful day out here. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, fluffy clouds in the sky, and we really are reminded of how God is looking after us. This beautiful weather encourages us outdoors into the fresh air, into the sunshine, this vital source of vitamin D that just lifts our spirits and is so important to us during this time of isolation and this time when things have stopped. And even in this time when things have become really, really busy for some. And one of the words that has really been on my mind these last few days has been the thought and the concept around rest. What does it really mean for us to find rest? Is it really just doing nothing? Or is there more to it than that? When we turn to our Bibles, when we open the Gospels and we read how much Jesus did and all the things that he did, we see so much of teaching and healing and setting people free. We see him on the cross and bringing salvation. But if we look carefully, what we also see is Jesus resting and Jesus sleeping. When his disciples are in the boat and there is a storm raging around them, when we turn our focus to Jesus, what do we see him doing? Jesus is asleep and Jesus is resting. In Luke 4, Jesus has healed many. He has gone and he has healed Peter's mother-in-law and healed many other people, and there are more coming who want to be healed the next day. And when the disciples go looking for him, they find Jesus asleep and resting. And when Jesus wakes up, he says to them, no, we need to go from here. We need to go, and I have a ministry to perform in other towns around us, not just in this place. You see, rest is really important. It's more than just doing nothing. Resting is resting in God. It is more than just sleep. It is about being refreshed, and it is about being refilled, and it is about being redirected. What we find in Scripture is the concept of rest is very different to how we understand it in the world. Here in the world, we work really hard, and then we get to the end of the week, and then we rest. But if we turn to Scripture, what we find is that things begin from a place of rest. When God creates the world, when we go back to Genesis 1, we see that every day begins in the night. It was night and then it was day the first day. It was night and then it was day the second day. And so it goes on and on. And the Jewish concept of the Sabbath day, begins at sunset, not at sunrise. That time of rest begins when things stop. And from that place of rest, we begin our work. We don't begin our rest after we have tired ourselves out from work. And so for many, this is a time of rest. This is a time when things have stopped. In this time of rest, it is time for us to consider and think about what happens from here. What does the work look like when this time of rest comes to an end? For many, this is a time of exhaustion, a time when we are so busy doing things differently or doing things because others are resting, others have been furloughed, and so the workload lies on us. Or we're so busy because this is a time of crisis, and you are those who respond to crisis because of the nature of the work that you do. But don't forget how important rest is in all of this. It is not about a time of exhaustion so we collapse and we stop, but rather rest is a time of being refreshed, and rest is a time of being refilled, and rest is a time of being redirected. When Jesus rests, he listens to the Father, and he knows what he must do next. In this time when everything seems to have stopped, it is important that you find rest in God, listening for him, listening to him, and then responding in the way that he is directing us to respond. So rest well, stay safe, keep yourselves safe, and God bless you.